Listen up, y'all. This breaking news story is terrifying. Arizona ballots damaged after USPS collection box set ablaze in Democratic-leaning county, according to a breaking news report that just released about 10 minutes ago. And I was going to make this video solely about Donald Trump's Duluth rally. There are a few key moments, a few unhinged videos that people missed, understandably so, because the rest of the rally was equally as bizarre, and we'll get to that. But first, us being a pro-democracy channel, we need to break down threats to democracy, and I'll argue that you can draw a direct line between Donald Trump's apocalyptic anti-democratic rhetoric and Arizona ballots being damaged after a USPS collection box was set on fire in a left-leaning county. Let's break this down. Arizona law enforcement officials are conducting an arson investigation after election ballots were damaged when a USPS mail collection box was burned in Maricopa County, a Democratic stronghold. And you guys remember, Maricopa County was in the center of a national firestorm after Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump and all of their minions made up allegations of fraud within the county, fraud that they purported turned the state blue, the state of Arizona blue. Spoiler alert, there was no fraud. The courts couldn't find a single shred of evidence. Even Trump-appointed judges, which had every incentive to support Donald Trump, said, we can't do this. We cannot overturn the results of this state. ABC 15 reported that crews responded to the USPS Osborne station at around 1:30 a.m. on Thursday and found a mail collection box on fire. Quote, approximately 20 electoral ballots were damaged along with additional miscellaneous mail, the Phoenix Fire Department reported. Now, the Arson Investigation Task Force is investigating this. Election officials said they don't have specifics yet. Quote, we are waiting for details from law enforcement. I think the moral of the story is, I'm doing the liberal thing where we connect everything back to Donald Trump, but when Donald Trump repeatedly says that we need to take our country back, that the election is going to be stolen from them if they don't do anything, and that we won't have a country anymore if we don't take a stand, then yeah, people are going to start to fight. People are going to start to light stuff on fire, and honestly, they're just modeling after Donald Trump. When Donald Trump pursued all of the legal means back in 2020, when he went to 60 different courts, he then began to pursue extra legal means. I mean, he was already making up claims of election fraud, but he was pressuring election officials. He tried to do it via violence, subvert the will of the American people. So this is some insane stuff, and it's absolutely scary. By the way, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe to boost this pro-democracy message. Now let's jump into some of the main stories of the day. Donald Trump held a rally in Duluth, Georgia last night that was absolutely bizarre, and we'll get to that, but I want to show you guys that Fox News knows Trump's answers make no sense. Fox News knows Trump's rallies are getting increasingly unhinged, as this edited video shows. Fox News has swooped in to help Donald Trump by editing his rambling, nonsensical rants, and this may be the worst case of election interference since Watergate. Now, I say that in jest because that is what Donald Trump said when 60 Minutes cut out 10 seconds of Kamala Harris's interview with CBS, the 60 Minutes interview. Fox News made drastic edits to Donald Trump's recent Bronx barbershop interview, cutting many of the Republican candidates' lies and rambling rants. According to a CNN investigation posted today, Thursday, Fox News cleaned up several of Trump's weaves and most politically extreme comments during the barbershop talk. An unedited video uploaded to Instagram shows the real talk.
Made a mistake, I think. I don't think they should. Maybe they shouldn't have left him. I don't know what they should have done. I don't care what they should have done. I'm just telling you, hopefully they're not going to be there long. They're destroying our country. Yes. He's the worst president in the history of our country. She's the worst vice president, and she's worse than him.
And you're the best.
Well, thank you. I love
Sorry for the audio feedback, that wasn't on my end, but the point is, none of that was in the actual interview. They cut out the part where Donald Trump said, they are destroying our country, we won't have a country. They cut out his ramblings, as they do so often, and then Donald Trump turns around and says that CBS cutting 10 seconds out is actual election interference. It's pretty normal to slice and splice interviews, especially when you're running a TV station that's on a time schedule. So this is a clip of Donald Trump making up wars, and this clip went mega viral. Trump boasts that he stopped totally made up wars in bizarre rally moment. It kind of reminds me of a week ago when Donald Trump stopped on stage and just listened to music for 30 minutes toting, and then the next night when his mic cut out, he just stood there. He just stood there for a bit. This dude is going to be so happy to be done campaigning. How is he going to be the president if he can't survive campaigning? So Trump boasts that he stopped totally made up wars in bizarre rally moment. Donald Trump boasted that his supporters had no idea what he did in the White House before launching into a nonsensical claim involving one of America's NATO allies at a Georgia campaign, saying he stopped a war with France.
As many as you have no idea what I did in the White House. I stopped wars with France. France, you know the France story? They were going to charge us, think of this, 25% to all America. I have to protect American companies, whether we like them or not. Some of them I didn't even like. You know, Google is treating us much better. Do you notice that?
If he's going to refer to tariff wars as actual wars, which maybe is what he's saying here, I don't know, then that means he started a massive war with China, one of the worst we've ever been in with China, but I don't even know if that's what he means.
What happened to Google? They're treating us much better. Very nice. I appreciate that very much. They say McDonald's was one of the most viewed.
And then he segues it into McDonald's and Google all within 30 seconds. It's almost an impressive weave at this point. That is insanely unhinged. Let's compare that with VP Harris today, who is being interviewed in Philadelphia. She's looking quite presidential.
As for last night, yet again, Trump not showing up, refused to be a part of a CNN debate. And clearly his staff has been saying he's exhausted, and the sad part about that is he's trying to be president of the United States, probably the toughest job in the world, and he's exhausted. I said last night what I mean, which is the American people are being presented with a very serious decision. And it includes what we must understand will happen starting on January 20th in this choice. Either you have the choice of a Donald Trump who will sit in the Oval Office, stewing, plotting revenge, retribution, writing out his enemies list, or what I will be doing, which is responding to folks like the folks last night with a to-do list, understanding the need to work on lifting up the American people, whether it be through the issue of grocery prices and bringing them down, or investing in our economy, investing in our small businesses, investing in our families.
Boom, VP Harris killing it. Meanwhile, Donald Trump.
Nobody knows who the hell Harris is. It's the weirdest thing, isn't it? So you have to say Kamala. Under Kamala and her economy, millions of Americans, she has no idea about an economy. She's not a smart person. She's a low IQ individual. She is.
Why won't you debate her or show up to a town hall? And Kamala Harris helped Biden oversee one of the fastest economic recoveries since 2008, which Obama did. And all Trump did was come in and take credit for Obama's growth, which is the most sickening part. I mean, if Trump gets back into office and he starts to take credit for the economy that Biden and Kamala built, I'm going to be sick to my stomach. Watch this clip of VP Harris saying you have the choice of Donald Trump sitting in the Oval Office and plotting revenge, or me making actual plans. Not concepts, but actual plans.
Well, let me start by saying I'm really very proud to announce that we've had some endorsements this morning as we've been rolling out endorsements, but two leaders in the Republican Party, the mayor of Waukesha, and then, of course, former Representative Fred Upton. And this continues to be, I think, evidence of the fact that people who have been leaders in our country, regardless of their political party, understand what's at stake. And they are weighing in, courageously in many cases, in support of what we need to have, which is a president of the United States who understands the obligation to uphold the Constitution of the United States and our democracy. As for last night, yet again, Trump not showing up, refused to be a part of a CNN debate, and clearly his staff has been saying he's exhausted.
Well said. Donald Trump genuinely ducked out of a second debate with VP Harris and the town hall that was planned, and I don't know if he'll face any electoral repercussions for it. It's insane to me that this dude gets away with all of this. For example, here is Fox News telling its own viewers, Trump's staff coming out. Trump's own staff is coming out en masse and calling Trump an authoritarian fascist. These were his top generals and senior aides.
Final stretch of this election. Former Trump White House chief of staff and retired four-star general John Kelly also made the same claims in his newly released interviews.
He's certainly an authoritarian, admires people who are dictators. He has said that. So he certainly falls into the general definition of fascist.
I wish Kelly would just take a harder stance and say, you know, Donald Trump is an absolute fascist. Vote for VP Harris to save our country. I get why he's tiptoeing around it, but I wish Mike Pence would say the same thing, because it's a bizarre thought that Mike Pence is going to go to the polling station and is going to fill out his ballot and leave the top one blank, or maybe vote for VP Harris behind the scenes. I don't know. He's publicly said he's not voting for Trump, even though he's voting Republican down ballot. But an interesting statistic, 40 out of 44 former Trump cabinet members refuse to endorse him, say that he's unfit, say that he has a childlike understanding of the world. So number one, that proves that Donald Trump is a dumbass. Number two, it proves he's a bad leader. Number three, it proves that he does not hire the best people. And then number four, he has the goal to deflect responsibility, deflect blame whenever anything goes wrong, when the people beneath him are competent 4-star generals, but it's always their fault. Here is a clip of Griffin on The View explaining this exact phenomenon. So many Trump former aides are turning against him.
I mean, I just can't believe that for 4 years people have been warning about this. This is General John Kelly is somebody who is so highly regarded by everyone in Trump's West Wing. He was seen, even by the most loyal Trump advisors, is a steadying force. And the fact that today Trump's defenders are instead choosing to impugn a 4-star general to defend a politician, I think shows that there's a cravenness and an unwillingness to ever stand up for what's right.
Yep.
But we've never actually been in this moment in history before where so many former senior military officials who directly served under Donald Trump and senior officials like myself are warning about his character, his infidelity to the Constitution, how he views our military.
You can say infidelity again.
And I want to shake people and be like, why are you not believing us? How many more 4-star generals need to tell you the truth about who this man is? He is so deeply dangerous.
But the thing is, with Trump supporters, Trump has so successfully undermined trust in every institution that they think Trump is more trustworthy than 4-star generals, than someone like Bill Barr. You know, Bill Barr is not trustworthy, but at least he's somebody who doesn't want to nuke the Constitution in front of us. That's why I always use Bill Barr as an example. I use Mark Meadows as an example. Even Mike Pence. I grew up in Indiana. I was born in Indiana. I know all the terrible things Mike Pence has done, but I think he's a good example of somebody who even says, hey, Trump has gone too far. It's not that I agree with Mike Pence, it's that Mike Pence also says Trump has gone too far. Now, here's Mika Brzezinski saying, Donald Trump is killing us.
Important as Trump's fascism is, and is the lead story every day. His cozying up to dictators, his obsession with Hitler that has now come out, what he has said about our veterans, and what he wants to do with the military against his political adversaries. It's all huge news. This is the future that we're looking at in the next Trump term, if there is one. But this is what voters know right now, that he is killing us. I'm talking about us women. He's killing us. He is putting us at risk. He is making us afraid to have babies.
You can cite the cases in Georgia.
He is putting our reproductive health at risk, and some women have died already because of this. So we can see right now what's coming. These headlines, and very good reporting, by the way, that shouldn't be questioned by idiots about what Trump has said about Hitler. That's incredibly important to know.
It is important, and someone in the reply said, ha ha, it's so funny watching the liberals on MSNBC melt down. She's not melting down, she's talking about Donald Trump increasing the mortality rate with not only infants, but with women giving birth, and people in the replies are trying to troll with MAGA. Let's end this off on a positive note with VP Harris flaunting some of her recent Republican endorsements that she got.
But two leaders in the Republican Party, the mayor of Waukesha, and then, of course, former Representative Fred Upton. And this continues to be, I think, evidence of the fact that people who have been leaders in our country, regardless of their political party, understand what's at stake. And they are weighing in courageously, in many cases, in support of what we need to have, which is a president of the United States who understands the obligation to uphold the Constitution of the United States.
Absolutely, and that's massive. The mayor of Waukesha, Wisconsin, a key swing state, and a Michigan Republican, Fred Upton. Those are two massive endorsements that VP Harris grabbed, and I'm very glad that it seems to be going decently. But again, the polls are neck and neck, so we have to get out and vote. I'm going to be voting either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm going to be early voting, so then on election day I can be with you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.